for joining us.
I'm so excited to be part of the Men's Royal Rumble.
Yeah, what are these rumors I'm hearing? You're entering number 2 and you're going to eliminate Brock?
Eliminate Brock Lesnar, send him a suplex to and then eliminate Punk when he comes out in number 3.
Ooh, child, which is right about clobbering time.
Whoa.
He's here. Soak it in, everybody.
Do it, Renee? Should I do it?
Do it!
Am I gonna do it?
Do it, you coward!
I'm gonna do
Look at
it.
those cameras.
I'm gonna do it. We're real low energy here. We're gonna do it. It's not college basketball. It's clobbering time!
There he is!
You did it.
That was your warm-up for Sunday.
Absolutely, you're right.
Very excited.
I've been training.
Have you?
I've been training. Yeah.
Okay, I got it.
Yeah, we're
Christian's
right.
jacked,
The
but you
contract,
jacked?
the negotiations right now. I want 28. They want 30.
Fair enough.
Like,
well, listen,
I don't know.
Booker T is not here because, as you guys can see, clearly he is also training, just hoping on that chance that he's going to get the call to be in the Rumble. I mean, you guys, is the clock still running, or have we set more time on the clock?
He's that guy who wears the weight belt doing arms.
He's also carrying luggage. You can't see underneath the photo. He's carrying.
We missed you, Booker.
Royal Rumble just around the corner. We're just 5 days away. I mean, this is the exciting time of the year as we get set for the road to WrestleMania. You guys feeling good about it?
So good about it.
So good.
I love trolling people. It's
Yeah,
wonderful.
right?
Oh, my God. These ridiculous people. All right, down to business. Guys, we are counting down the days to the Royal Rumble. I am, at least. I don't know about these guys. And this past week, we saw lots of superstars make their final push for why they should be the last man and woman standing on Sunday in Houston.
Morrison from the top. My God, mind-blowing. Miz and Morrison have the number of the New Day. Oh, my God. The Fiend is coming up out of the ring.
The Fiend, he changed me. And at the Royal Rumble, I'm going to change the Fiend.
Oh, and a woman's right. Lacey just pinned the SmackDown Women's Champion. The hell are you doing? You gotta be kidding me! The big dog, Spear, Reigns wins. A Falls Count Anywhere match. Yeah.
Brock, are you scared? Not scared.
Locking in the disarmer. Kyrie Sane, center of the ring, has to tap out.
Is not ready for us!
Andrade retains the United States Championship. Wait a minute, that's Roberto Carrillo. No, stop! Stop Seth Rollins. We got new tag team champions.
Well, how about it, Vic? Are you a believer now?
So, lady, gents, I do not think that we expected here to see new Raw Tag Team Championships change hands on Monday night. Punk, what do you think about this? What do you think about Seth Rollins, Buddy Murphy teaming up, going off with the gold?
I think the tag team titles are often like a prop, right?
Okay.
I don't think. I know a certain somebody doesn't like tag teams, right? There's always one star and then the other guy in a tag team. So it's nice to see them maybe being used in what I'd imagine is thought as the main angle on Raw. So it's interesting to see where they're going to go with it. If we're talking thumbs up or thumbs down, I'm saying thumbs up.
What about for Buddy Murphy? I mean, this is a big moment. From what we've seen from Buddy Murphy in the past couple of weeks, his matches going back and forth with Aleister Black to now being showcased as a champion.
Yeah, here's the thing, going off of what Punk was saying. There might be some questions as to why AOP, the actual tag team in the faction, weren't the ones to get that shot. But, we saw Buddy Murphy, have a string of losses to Aleister Black here, and, he's dejected. He's trying to find out what his direction is, and Seth Rollins being the self-anointed leader of the Monday Night Messiah. And look, as being the self-anointed leader of this show, you can now refer to me. You can now refer to me as. You can refer to me as.
Booker left for one
You can refer to me now as the backstage Buddha. It has nothing to do with the dad bod. But here, follow me. We're gonna have a great show. Just the same way that Buddy Murphy is following Seth Rollins all the way to the tag team championships.
I'm into it. Paige, what do you think about it?
Well, I'm, I guess not maybe too old school, but I thought the championships would go to an actual real tag team instead of just Seth going with like random people constantly. I know, but like, that's just
what would be cool is if they took two guys who didn't get along at all and made them a
Well, they
tag.
kind
Like
of
Team
did.
Hell No.
Yeah, I was gonna say like Team Hell No. Yeah.
Never been done.
Yeah.
I saw a little flashback to that as well. Yeah, right?
I didn't realize that was sarcasm for a second.
Oh.
And
Like-
Eddie Murphy, I mean, you and I were talking earlier just about his style. I mean, about something that could maybe change up to kind of catapult him to more of that superstar level.
Right, now he's stepping up to a different level. And when you step up to a different level, there has to be a gear change, in my opinion. And, you know, you could, look, the flashy moves, the high flying, it's all great. But sometimes a good old-fashioned kick in the ribs, I've said this before, means more than any high-flying, beautiful maneuver you can
have
do.
a lot of that.
You got to add a little bit of grit to it. You can't just go out there with a mean look on your face. You have to go out there and be mean. You have to go out there and, like I said, gear change and realize now that you're in a main feud, main storyline here
Well,
on Raw.
everybody loves the moves, right? The flashy
And
moves.
we all know he
and
can
obviously,
go.
if he's coming off of losses against Aleister Black, the moves weren't working for him. So,
Yeah.
you're like, I completely agree with you. I would like to see him be dirty.
Get a little nitty
Spice
gritty.
up that
little
personality
nitty gritty
a little
there.
bit, buddy.
A thumb in the eye, you know.
So we saw a hell of a ladder match last night, billed as the first ladder match on Raw in 13 years. It was Andrade and Rey Mysterio mixing it up to kick off Raw. Christian, what did you think of Andrade stepping into this bigger role as we see him really transforming into a future star here in WWE?
Yeah, I kind of know a thing or two about ladder matches,
You do.
I think. But here's the thing with Andrade. We've seen him taking these leaps, these giant steps, and every challenge has been put in front of him. He's hit it out of the park. And I think that this was another one of those challenges.
Oof.
You know, to me, ladder matches, I'm glad that we haven't seen a ladder match in a long time on Raw. I hate the feeling when they're just a throwaway. It gives less meaning to what these matches are, the spectacle of them, and just the punishment that the athlete's bodies
mean, that
go
was a
through. during them. Yeah, it was a
hard-hitting
hard-hitting
matchup.
match. And, you know, look, you know, he's becoming a bigger star by the week, and this just amplified that once again.
And of course, at the side of Andrade, we see Zelina Vega. And we keep shining more of a spotlight on her week after week. I mean, how do you feel about her in that manager role? I mean, she just shines.
She's wonderful. I love her. I think her and Andrade just go perfectly together. I mean, she's a great mouthpiece. You can see that she enjoys what she's doing, which is like, you know, you can always tell.
When someone's having fun,
Yeah,
it just works.
exactly. And I love that spot, you know, where she went up on the ladder, gave Ray a little slap there, a little sass.
She's been doing a lot of that lately.
I
though. The past
know.
few weeks.
Really enjoying
She's
her.
not afraid to get physical out there.
She's shining more, and I like it.
I really feel like I had a ladder match on Raw, and it wasn't 13 years ago. But I don't want to make it about me.
We'll have to look that up. Somebody online, I'm sure, will tag you in something, and they'll let us know. What do you think about Zelina Vega?
I think she's great. Why do I think she's
course.
great? Yeah.
Because she played AJ in my movie.
Oh.
Get that plug. You get that plug.
Yeah.
With my family, everybody.
I think she's great. I think managers are fantastic, and
What about Sami
she's.
Zayn as a manager right now as well? Because he's also shining in that.
Nah, let's talk about Zelina. Can we talk about Zelina? We're talking about Zelina,
I mean,
right?
We were. I'm tagging in
Christian
front of
absolutely
managers.
agrees with me here, all right?
Okay.
All right,
All
let's talk about Selena.
Sorry.
Talk about the penthouse.
Sorry,
You talk about
Sammy.
the outhouse
Trying
later.
to talk
all right?
about managers.
I think she's amazing. I think there's always a lack of managers in the landscape, and she brings a different flavor to it. And,
Yeah.
You know, so it's exciting to watch.
Cool. Well, Becky Lynch and Asuka's feud continued last night ahead of the Royal Rumble, and Becky got the win over Asuka's tag team partner, Kairi Sane, but it was a short-lived celebration.
Watch your back, Becky.
Oh, Lynch heard enough of Asuka. Kairi Sane, center of the ring, has to tap out. Oh, there's Asuka's Shining Wizard. The Asuka lock, center of the ring.
Oh, my goodness. And is this what we're going to see Sunday? Asuka standing over Becky Lynch.
So in just 5 days, these two will battle it out. Paige, how do you feel that this match has the gravitas that it needs heading into the Royal Rumble?
I love it. It's actually been done, like, perfectly, I think. And I think with Becky, she has been the face of the company for a while, and she's never really had, like, that mountain to climb, that obstacle, and I feel like Asuka is that. Like, for the first time in a while, I feel
She
like
needs a new
Becky
one.
is an underdog. Yeah, and I love it. And I feel like going into the Royal Rumble, I feel like Asuka should be the one to walk away, the winner.
How important is this matchup for the character of Becky Lynch?
I think it's everything, right? I think, you know, Superman has Lex Luthor, Batman has the Joker. For Becky, it's Asuka. I don't want to see that go away. I love Asuka. So, you know, I'm a huge fan. I think everything she does is great. And so to be kind of the thorn in the side of Becky Lynch, to be the one that has her number, I think is a fantastic storyline. And you kind of see different things come out of Becky. She's not this world beater when it comes to Asuka, and she knows that. And she says that Asuka's better than her, and she really is needs this victory over her. So I would like to see it continue. You know, I know WrestleMania is just, you know, there's
Just
8
around the
pay-per-views in
corner.
between the Royal Rumble and
There's
WrestleMania, but 8
Who
tomato
can say?
tomato. I would like to see it continue. I'm having fun with it.
What is it about Asuka that's firing on all cylinders right now that just sort of has clicked to make her step up to that next level right now?
Well, I think it's confidence for one, and also, like Punk was just saying, the vulnerability that Becky Lynch is showing. You know, she's had this unbelievable year, winning the title at WrestleMania, but she still says she's not the best. Asuka's the best. I haven't beaten her. And, you know, we got layers to the story that haven't even, like, unfolded yet. And we're talking about the fact that, you know, when Becky started to catch fire, when she started to ride that wave, Asuka was the champion. And she kind of got pushed to the side and forgotten about a little bit. So there's that aspect to this story. And to me, that just makes it super compelling.
Oh, we are going to find out if Becky can even the score with Asuka on Sunday. And we have more thoughts on the Royal Rumble match coming up a little bit later on the show. And, of course, fans are loving Christian and CM Punk sharing the ring here. It's a first on WWE Backstage.
It's Christian's
Stay
show.
put. We're just kicking
Backstage
things
photo.
off.
They say everything is bigger in Texas. That bodes well for Sunday's Royal Rumble. Who will stand tall at the end of the men's and women's over-the-top rope extravaganza? CM Punk, Christian, and Paige will tell you. Plus, it's been 20 years since one of the most brutal matches in WWE history. Mick Foley and Triple H relive their epic street fight from Royal Rumble 2000. And everyone's tough until the man comes around. Our panel finds that out when Raw Women's Champ Becky Lynch joins them in studio. Stick around because WWE Backstage is just getting started.
I am the man.
Becky Lynch driven by this obsession to be the best. Lynch will not be stopped. Oh, look at Becky Lynch! Tonight will indeed be known as WrestleMania. Congratulations to the man.
She is the Raw Women's Champion and arguably the most popular superstar in the entire company. You guys may know her as the man. Hit her music! It's Becky Lynch!
I don't think arguably. I think she is the popular one.
Well, you got to say arguably because I'm sure there's some people who don't think she is.
Man, don't come around.
You can't have it. Yes,
Somebody
here she
else.
is.
Somebody else.
There she is.
I've never seen a tie and a dress shirt look better in my damn life.
You can really pull it off.
So you like this song?
I don't like this song.
You
don't like this song?
What?
You're not gonna help her in?
I think she can handle it.
I got it. I've done this a time or
It's
two.
good.
Want to get
A time or
If
two
you
or
wanna-
three or
if you wanna-
four.
If you want to talk about it, we can talk about it. Do you need me to hold the ropes open for you, like all condescending, like, oh, you're just a little girl?
Hell
You're
no.
welcoming her onto the program.
No.
good.
No, I walked through a couple of ropes in my day.
Yeah, she's all right.
Well, thank you for coming out and joining us.
No problem showing
Finally.
up in a tie like a damn professional.
I like this look that you've been doing.
Thanks.
Yeah, I really dig it.
Thanks.
Okay, so we need to get this conversation rolling here. When did you click into the man mode? Could you feel when it happened that you were just firing on all cylinders and finally the man had arrived?
Yeah, look, I think it was a gradual thing. I think I think it was just the culmination of so many years of frustration and neglect. And I think SummerSlam was the time when it really clicked, when I slapped the head off Charlotte Flair and the place
Hell yeah.
went mental. And it was supposed to be, you know, quote unquote, a heel turn. But it was just saying enough is enough. I'm sick of taking this. And I had been in a position where I'd gained momentum and lost momentum so many times that I was like, no way, no. This is freedom. This is freedom. I'm doing whatever I want. I'm letting loose.
How good was that reaction?
It was pretty good.
I get chills watching it, dude. So good. It's so freaking good.
It all sounds so familiar. The more things change, the more they stay the same, I suppose. When I think of iconic still, like if you think in terms of still shot photography, I think in our lifetime at least, you know, Hogan shaking hands with Macho Man, Austin in Bret Hart's Sharpshooter, A Bloody Mess. I've been told repeatedly.
of course.
Go ahead, say it.
You know, we got CM Punk cross-legged on top of the ramp, holding onto that microphone, waving
And then
to
the
his
next,
buddy.
and then the next thing to happen is you with the busted nose. I'm kind of hard pressed to think of any other, especially like in our careers, still photography shots that kind of encapsulate the changing of the business. You kind of took everything over, and your commanding presence was, I guess, born there. But as you said, it was a process. It was a big chip on your shoulder, and the hot and cold thing culminated to that. Would you go back and change anything? Would you not want all the bad and them dumping the cold water on you? Or did all of that make you who you are?
Yeah, no, it's an ever ongoing process.
Yeah.
And it's one of those things that I wonder, when there is that neglect and there is that oversight and that overlook, part of you gets angry. You're like, I'm in this position now. I've proved myself, but it's still happening. Wait, but do I want that? And
Yeah.
I think a lot of the time I do, because it gives me that chip on my shoulder. It gives me that anger. I feel like we're all better when we have that little bit of anger, because we do something with it. It depends if you let it eat you up, if you're just gonna sulk about it, or if you're gonna do something about it, and if you can use that in a productive way to go out and make change and make the audience care and feel with you, and let's all go on this journey and let's change things.
With Booker T not being here, I mean, it's a reference that he uses a lot of times is being that 99% there when you think like, oh, maybe I can't get there, maybe I can't. But when you're 100% in, you would either quit or go out and do everything that you had to do. I mean, you were 100% all in on that.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah, 100%. Well, it's an obsession, right? It's an obsession. You think about the nuances of your character all the time. I'm sure everyone backstage is sick of me trying to put my fingers in everything, you know?
I think it's wonderful. Like, obviously, I've known you for a really, really long time. Like, a very long time.
You guys
like,
are
since I was,
both
like,
really old.
12. Right? You know, it's weird, but I've
Yeah.
noticed since I was really young. And I've seen, like, the progression of Becky, going from the Indies, obviously, to WWE, and then you doing all these different characters. Even in Dusty Rhodes' class, you dressed like an old lady. Do you remember that?
Yeah.
And, like, it was so entertaining. Like, everything you did was entertaining. But why do you think that the man worked out of everything that you've created?
I think because it was easy. It was me. It was all the years of frustration. It was letting loose. It was everything that I'd felt for so many years, and finally I'm able to say it. And people didn't really know how to take it, and they didn't really know what to do, and they weren't. I wasn't monitored enough for it to be a thing that was controlled and contained. And then I realized that if I could take to social media and continue my message and let the people know what I thought and let them know that I was thinking what they were thinking, and use that live microphone that was on my hands 24/7, that I could progress this story and let everybody come along on this journey with me.
Well, you guys talk about how long you've known each other. I mean, we were speaking earlier about that moment when you thought you were going to quit, and you had wrestled Paige's mom.
Yeah, my last match before I quit for 7 years was with her mother. No, I remember I was in her house, so I'd gotten injured the night before well, she actually took really good care of me. I got injured the night before in Germany.
She likes you.
She's a sweet.
Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
But so I'd gotten injured the night before in Germany. My face was all busted open. I remember her like applying aloe vera to my
She's
face.
so sweet.
Yeah, she was like, "Oh, this will get rid of the bruising, darling." And but after that, I didn't wrestle for 7 years.
Wow.
I mean, I managed Paige and her mother in Shimmer.
Yeah, that was such a wonderful surprise.
How do we not have that footage?
We came out, we were just like dancing the whole time. It was so fun working together, and then realizing that you got signed to WWE, and I was like, holy crap, this is awesome.
Yeah,
You guys go back as well. I mean, it's been, what, 14 years since you two saw each other?
Yeah. Again, that was in Shimmer.
Yeah.
I remember cutting a promo backstage, and you were standing off in the corner. I was like, oh, Jesus.
Sorry.
Now let me make this one good.
It worked out.
But it was
for
me
you.
doing a promo. Of course it was great.
Oh, boy.
It worked out. So moving on to the present, what we're working with now, I mean, you and Asuka putting on some of the most engaging television in WWE right now. How is working with Asuka?
She's phenomenal, right? She is phenomenal. She is phenomenal what she's done in the ring. Her character work right presently is amazing. So she had this phenomenal run in NXT, right? Like, she was booked to win 90% of her matches. And then last year at WrestleMania, she got the rug pulled out from under her. And I felt bad for her. I know what it was like to be in that position. So, look, I always feel weird talking about the mechanics of things, but I want to make her a monster, and I'm doing everything that I can because she is that person that I haven't beat yet. And I love that story because it's the person that I haven't beat, and it's that going into that doubt that stopped me from wrestling 7 years ago.
Right.
That, can I do this? Do I have that ability to beat this person? Am I going to fight it, or am I going to walk away? Am I going to run away, or will I continue? And yeah, she's phenomenal.
But we're going to pick your brain on everything with Asuka and the rest of the women's division in a little bit. But before we go to break with you and Paige here on set, it is time to ask a little question here. We've both seen you guys receive the old Asuka green mist, so who wore it better? Taking a little poll here, guys. Get your votes in. 50-50 right now. Come on.
The internet hates me.
Punk, you want to weigh in early?
I mean, I feel like both of them are so pale that the green just kind of soaks in equally. You know.
Got a little bit of a tan.
Is that real? Come on.
Yeah,
That's not a real
it's
tan.
of course it's real. I am a tanned person.
So you're going to stick around with us for a little bit, yeah?
Yes.
Perfect. All right, so Triple H and Mick Foley engage in some of the most brutal matchups in WWE history. When we come back, we revisit one that both men say is amongst the best night in their careers.
I will end your 15-year career. You're not big enough. You're not strong enough. Oh, man! Oh, man! They're gonna say the power driver. Is it looking at this death is a human pinprick. Oh, they're gonna... The cage broke. The ring broke.
Thumbtacks, barbed wire, tables, chairs, even the ring bell. Triple H and Cactus Jack pull out all the stops in their street fight of Royal Rumble 2000. Now, 20 years later, Hunter and Mick Foley recall for us their iconic battle for the WWE Championship.
You know, I think I was so geared up in that match for what Mick and I were about to go through. Madison Square Garden sold out. Doesn't get much bigger than that. For myself, certainly, it was a proving point.
I knew my career was winding to a halt, and I thought that might be my last match at the time. We were both on the same page as trying to accomplish something really special that would stand the test of time.
This one could end up being anywhere in this arena, no holds barred. Anything is legal.
I always geared up for those hardcore matches.
Trying to pop Triple H's head.
Not just physically, but emotionally. I knew that they would take their toll.
I remember feeling very early in that match like, man, we're just clicking today. This is going to be something special.
This is Cactus Jack's environment. These are Cactus Jack's rules. Cactus Jack's arena.
I suplexed Triple H on a wooden pallet, and there was a jagged shard of wood that went into his calf.
We're talking wooden pallets on a concrete. No, wait, look at it! Oh! Triple H's spine just bounced off those wooden pallets.
I remember getting hit hard in the leg, but not thinking that something, you know, had just stabbed into it. You're just so hyped at that time. I reached down, pulled it out of my leg, and just kind of went on with it.
And he wrestled the rest of the match while bleeding profusely from his calf. I think he deserves a great deal of credit for that and for bringing out really the very best in me on that day.
Trying to stop Cactus from using that barbed wire, but now Triple H has got it. Use it! Use it! It's legal! Wait! No! No! Look out! Just throw the barbed wire!
Those types of matches, the street fights, that was Mick's forte, and that's what Cactus Jack had done for years. There was a lot of pressure to be able to step up to his level in that kind of a match.
It's thumbtacks! It's hundreds! It's thousands of thumbtacks! Oh no! This guy's sadistic! He won't stop for anything! Cactus Jack is a human pinprick! Oh my God! Oh my God! Oh no! No! Not attacks! The second pedigree on the thumbtacks! Got him!
I remember Mick and I both being very proud. The fact that he was happy with it, especially in the position that he was in, I was thrilled. Still to this day, one of my favorite matches of my career.
We knew we killed it, and a lot of it is just finding out over the course of time whether the audience agrees with you that you've done something that stands the test of time.
Cactus Jack is up!
20 years later, you know you accomplished something special.
We both sort of earned our platform that night and took it to a different level, and I was very proud of that.
I have goosebumps just watching that back. I mean, the Triple H Mick Foley feud was arguably one of the best in WWE history. And Christian, you were actually there with the company at the time. What was the word from the boys backstage during that match?
Yeah, well, you know, when Mick Foley was bringing back Cactus Jack, you know, the arguably, you know, the innovator of hardcore, the king of hardcore matches, of street fights. You know, it wasn't even a sellout at the monitor, as we say. It's a sellout at the curtain. You know, guys and girls were going out, pulling that curtain back to feel that live audience, the reaction, because they knew they were about to see something special. Like I said, Cactus Jack coming back. And this wasn't necessarily the forte of Triple H, but for him to step into that environment with Mick and up his game to the level of Mick in this type of match, you know, we saw it when he got pierced in his calf, and he still toughed it out for the rest of the match. You know, and Mick Foley talking about that this could have very well been his last match. And you know what? You want to go out with a bang. Bang, bang.
You had to.
Yeah, you had to. But, you know, you're only as good as your last match, and you want to go out with something memorable. And I think that's the mindset that he went in here with. And Mick Foley was the type of competitor that, you know, put the match before himself.
Clearly.
He put the show before himself. He put the crowd before himself. He put it all on the line to entertain. And that's why he's the legend that he is.
Yeah, both men absolutely live and breathe this business. And that said, I mean, two of one of the matches that they were most proud of in their careers. Now, Punk is with Becky and Paige backstage. Punk, what match in your career are you most proud of?
Man, I think I'm fortunate to have a pretty good career outside WWE as well as in. And ironically enough, for a guy who calls himself the best in the world, I don't like talking about myself. But off the top of my head, I remember wrestling John Cena in Houston. What a lovely town Houston is, great wrestling city. And it was kind of thrown together last minute, and I was told that it is going to be for a shot at The Rock at WrestleMania. And, you know, Becky sitting here talking about chips on her shoulders and being, you know, being hot and being cold. Michael Jordan had the flu game. I had the flu match. I was deathly ill for this, and I remember just laying on the floor and just kind of being like, man, I felt like I ran another marathon, and I get to the finish line, and I got to hand the baton off to somebody else who runs the last 0.2 miles and gets to cross the finish line. And I was just like, man, I don't know what I'm doing anymore. And John was like, well, what do you want to do? And I just said, I want to give you a pile driver, John. And that was it. That's all we had. We went out there, and I think the crowd certainly helped us because I was so sick that it was really hard to care. And they made me care. I went out there and I felt their energy, and we gave to them something that I think stands the test of time. I think it was a great match. John was one of the best dance partners I had. I was fortunate. And for me, that was my WrestleMania. You know, I had no plan going forward. Undertaker match wasn't even talked about yet. They were just basically like, here's the end of the line for you again. And I was like, all right, well, I guess we'll just go out there and, you know, make some chicken salad.
Yeah, I actually have a really special moment. I've had like a couple of really good matches that I've enjoyed, but this one is special because not only is she your lovely wife, but I enjoyed my whole storyline that I had with AJ. And then it was my birthday at SummerSlam, and I was going to become the Divas Championship champion for the second time. And I just remember her nursing something and knowing that the next day she was going to take a break and go take care of it. But we managed to get through the whole match without her taking one bump, which is wonderful. I was like, we're going to protect you at all costs. So we did like a 15-minute match, and the whole time I was like, okay, I'm not going to throw you down on the ground. I'm going to do this. I'm going to get you in a hold. You know, and it actually worked out really well, and it's something that like really has stuck with me. I love that match.
Yeah, so to your point, sometimes being in WWE, it's like being on a live cooking show, right? And they're like,
Here's an orange and a leek. You've got 3 minutes to make a meal that people are talking about for weeks, you know? But when you have time to build a story, and that's really where the art is, because the thing that happens in between the ropes, the 8 minutes, the 10 minutes, the 20 minutes, that's important. The moves are important, but it really is the story and the build-up that helps more than anything. And so I think I have 2 matches that I'm most proud of. One is the last woman standing with Charlotte, and that was at Evolution 2018. And then the other one is Hell in a Cell with Sasha Banks, 2019.
That was brutal, man.
Yeah,
That
really
was
good.
How about you, Renee? You got any? You got a match that you're most proud of?
Unfortunately, I do not. I wish
got a
my
couple of
career had
slaps
to.
in, though.
I did get my slap. I did. Maurice got me good. Happy birthday, Maurice, by the way. The Royal Rumble is one of the biggest nights of the year, and it kicks off the road to WrestleMania here into full gear. Our panel breaks down Sunday's pay-per-view when WWE Backstage returns.
Booker T, the 6-time world champion. Perhaps the greatest WWE Women's Champion of all time. Taker's in the ring. Undertaker's in the ring. My gosh, it's John Cena. Can it be? The phenomenal one is here.
AJ?
Oh, yeah.
Will there be any surprises on January 26th? Tune into the WWE Network this Sunday to find out as the road to WrestleMania officially kicks off with the Royal Rumble coming to Houston. All right, it is now time to break down Sunday's action for a fun little game called Pay It Off. Punk, this is one of the biggest nights of the year. Who do you think should win the Royal Rumble?
This is my favorite segment where I get to audition for all the wrestling companies out there for the excuse for you to pay me a lot of money to do all your booking. Who do I think is going to win the male Royal Rumble?
The men's, yes.
Who should win it? Or who do I think is going to win it? It's a big difference.
Well, I mean,
all right,
follow
fantasy
your heart,
book.
I guess.
Here it is. Keith Lee.
Oh.
Keith Lee from NXT should win the Royal Rumble.
Okay, any follow-up on why?
I think
I don't know if we need a why.
had
It's
a
incredible.
tremendous showing at Survivor Series, and he, to me, is a big fish in a little pond right now. Not to say that NXT is little by any means.
Where he needs a little room to grow.
I think you need to follow up on stuff like this. You strike when the lightning's hot. You see the little moment he had with Reigns right there. That already feels like it was 2 years ago. We gotta get going with Keith Lee here. I think he needs to chuck Brock over the top rope, and he needs to win that whole thing.
Dang. All right, Paige, who you got?
Well, apart from the obvious choice, me, I would have to say Otis. I love him. I find him so entertaining, and I want to see him on my screen all the time. Like look at him.
Yeah.
And people love him,
He's
too.
got that low center of gravity going for him, you know?
Yeah.
What about the face? Look at his face. That's me.
Okay.
Look at the tongue tornado they had. Like, what?
I love Otis, but I don't trust him since he stole Pee Wee's bike.
Him. He's wonderful.
Oh, my
great
God.
guy.
All right, Christian,
Great
who
guy.
do you got winning the Rumble?
All right, I'm not sure how popular this pick is going to be, but I'm going to say Brock Lesnar. I mean, I want to see he puts himself in at number 1.
Okay.
Says he's going to run the gauntlet. I want to see him back it up.
It's
I want to see him
intriguing.
do it. I want to see what he's going to do if he wins. You know, is he just going to take the night off? Is he going to, go after The Fiend or Daniel Bryan, whoever wins
is he
that match?
thinking?
I mean, I want to see. I'm interested to see what he wants to do, so I want to see him kind of run the gauntlet here.
How is
I almost
everybody
want that
sleeping
to
on
happen
Drew
now because
McIntyre?
I just want to see the comment section on Twitter when they post Brock Lesnar wins the Royal Rumble. I'm there for that.
Come on, man. All right, so this is the 3rd year that the women have rumbled. Paige, who do you think should make their way into WrestleMania with the ladies?
Well, I wanted Kairi Sane, right? Apart from me, obviously. Again,
You're gonna
if I don't win it,
Let's try to throw us
Kairi
off the
Sane.
scent.
And I did want Kairi Sane at first, but I also want Viper from WWE NXT UK. I think she's wonderful. I don't know if we have a clip of her, but Kairi Sane.
Yeah, if you've not seen Viper, she's incredible.
Oh,
Definitely
yeah.
one to get eyes on.
Oh yeah.
Punk, who you got?
Oof. Are you in it?
Hell nah.
Are you in it?
We'll see.
See, I don't know who's in the women's Royal
I got a
Rumble.
slap.
You got to
That's all
announce
I
these
got.
things ahead of time. I'm assuming Sasha Banks is in it.
Yeah, of course. The boss has got to be in it,
Then
right?
I want the boss to win.
All right.
Sasha Banks. Yeah, Sasha Banks has got a thing going on with her friend Bailey,
Mm-hmm.
and it would be interesting to see because Bailey's the champ. To see what would happen there. Would
I like that.
Would she wrestle her friend?
I like that
Would
a lot.
she stab her in the back, or would it be friendly competition?
That's the tale of Sasha Banks, right?
Yeah.
Everyone's always waiting for that other shoe to drop. Who you got?
Well, if you're not going to be a surprise entrant, I
Sorry.
pick you because we're,
have to.
the Canadian whole thing.
Yeah,
right?
bud.
So I would pick Shayna Baszler. And I think that very much like Brock Lesnar, when he walks into a room, things get uncomfortable quick. People are looking over their shoulders. They they don't really feel right. And I think Shayna has that same type of aura. You know, she has a mean streak to her. You know, she held the NXT championship for such a long time. She's got a bit of a chip on her shoulder now. I think this is the time for her to step in and win something big and move forward in her career. I would like to see Shayna Baszler.
Well, we are just 5 days away from finding out how WrestleMania is going to start to shape up. So last week, the WWE Universe lost a Hall of Famer. Rocky Johnson passed away Wednesday night at his home in Florida at the age of 75. He broke barriers and helped lay the groundwork for other superstars of color, including his own son. Now, Rocky Johnson was one half of the first WWE Tag Team Champs of African-American descent. The Rock paid homage on Instagram a few days after his father's passing. And I speak for everyone here at WWE Backstage when I say that we offer our condolences to Rocky's family.
Thank you. My heart is so full of gratitude, deep in my bones, in my constitution, in my wiring, in my heart, and in my mana for the outpouring of love and the support and the well wishes and the condolences that you have sent me and my family. For those of you who know my dad, you know that he would say, you tell him I taught you everything you know, but I didn't teach you everything I know. That's right, Dad. That's why you will always be better than me. And I love it. And I love you, and I love you guys, and I thank you for all your love and support. It truly means so much to me and my family during this time.
I am CM Punk.
I am the man.
I am the voice of the voiceless.
Who the hell are you to tell the child anything?
Do I have everybody's attention now?
WWE Backstage. Is now time for our main event with a pair of superstars that you guys are quite familiar with, and they're quite familiar with the main event. Becky, of course, thank you for rejoining us here. Now, since we have you here, of course, we had to have this discussion. Now, Punk here is on record saying that the women's division is hands down the best thing going in WWE. What do you think of that statement as we head into a new decade?
I think you're right. I think the best thing for the women's division right now is that we eliminate the term women's, right? I think
I think that we're I think it's now starting to hold us back. We're then going, oh, this is the women's segment. This is the women's thing. Why do we need that division? We need people. We need characters. We need people looking for the main event spot, not the top women's spot, the top spot. What are people doing to be the main eventer, to be on the cover of the video game, the cereal boxes, whatever it is?
Gender should be no issue at this point.
It shouldn't be an issue at this point. We're past all the making history. We've made all the history. I mean, sure, of course, there's always going to be more history to be made, but that's out of the equation now. Let's normalize it. Yeah, let's get going. Let's get some people chomping at the bit.
Punk, what has been standing out to you as you've been watching and catching back up with WWE?
Well, I'm huge into representation, right? So I like the fact that there's a little girl out there somewhere in Ireland who turns on the TV or watches on YouTube or however they digest their WWE, and they see Becky, and that could change their life. Because I look at it now through different eyes and different perspectives. You know, I was just a straight-edge kid who didn't do drugs who turned that into a pro wrestling gimmick. Right. And I see it now all the time on Twitter, on the street, when I do autograph signings. Kids say, well, they're grown adults now, but they're like, hey, we never did drugs because of you. Right. And it's just like, that's powerful. So I look at all these different women, you know, you, Charlotte, Sasha, Bayley, Asuka, and I just think of the groundswell of representation. You know, for the longest time, I think this has always been a male-dominated sport or entertainment, whatever you want to call it. It just opens up so many different doors and avenues. There's a whole chunk of demographic out there that has been ignored for a very, very long time. And it's just nice and exciting to see women who aren't just used as, you know, pardon my French, pieces of ass. You know, it's not just, oh, let's put them in a bikini and stick them out there.
They're characters now with depth and personalities.
Precisely. And that's, to me, what is most exciting about it. And it's not to say that there's not guys on the show that are awesome, but it's just I feel like I've seen it all before.
Yeah.
So the women being presented in that light is new and different, and it's exciting.
It feels so nice to be moving past that. And, you know, I think as we were heading into Survivor Series, you could feel that it was like, man, the women in WWE are kicking ass right now. From everyone on Raw, SmackDown, and then having all of the women come in from NXT. How did it feel for you guys during it, and then after as well?
Well, the pool is quite shallow on both Raw and SmackDown at the moment.
Right.
Actively, there's myself, Charlotte, the Kabuki Warriors, Sarah Logan, and Natty, and now we've got the addition of Liv and Lana, but we haven't highlighted them in a while, right? So when we saw all these different women who were established in their own departments, in their own shows, and they were all fighting against each other, then there was that excitement, and we wanted to see it. We wanted to see these different matchups, and we were getting these different
These are like
matchups.
badass women.
Yes, of course, but it was different matchups, right? And we don't always have the luxury of that. We don't have the luxury of that. So it's going in with okay, I've already wrestled this person. How can I tell a new story? How can I give the audience something to care about that they haven't seen before?
Especially
That's
while
the skill.
they want it. Like, the fans want to see this, and then for you to be kind of grasping at straws, trying to find the next person that's going to be your opponent. Luckily, I mean, for you, the stuff that you're doing with Asuka right now, as we've said earlier, I mean, it feels so important to your career right now, having this matchup with Asuka and showcasing somebody like her and her skill set here in WWE.
And that's what you have to do. If you obsess about this, if you love this, if you want to be the top of the game, regardless of gender, you have to obsess about it. And you have to think, okay, how can I make this different? How can I make this stand out? Especially now, we have so much content. There is so much wrestling content on TV. So how do I stand out with all the noise, with everything that's going on?
Well, I think that you guys are definitely laying the groundwork for the future of women in WWE because now they're seeing so many different women being represented in that role to come in here and kick some ass. So here's the thing. The fans have been jumping all over the old backstage Buddha bandwagon. Take a look at this.
Oh, he looks good. He looks good.
Damn, Christian, you look a
That is
little
actual picture
bloated
of me with my
there.
shirt off. Where did they get that? Yeah.
Dress like that next week. So.
That's my dad bought. Nothing to be ashamed of.
All right, guys, stick with us. We've got more WWE Backstage coming up.
Follow me. Follow me. Backstage Buddha.
Don't miss WWE Backstage next week. We're going to be joining the rest of the Fox family in Miami for Super Bowl week. Expect a ton of special guests to join us on set next Tuesday. If Brock doesn't show up, I'm going to be very, very upset about this. All right, guys, we've got a little debt to pay here. Here's the results from our poll earlier. Who wore it best?
You know what?
Do you want to win this?
I'm surprised I was so high.
Is that a poll you want to win, though? You don't want to win that poll.
To be fair, they had poured water on my face and it was kind of gone, so it was on my hands.
I totally thought you would like completely kill me.
I think Charlotte looked better than both of you.
I think she did better than both.
Damn! All right, guys, that's it. Thank you to
like
Becky
that.
Lynch, CM Punk, Christian, and Paige for joining us. Come check us next week as WWE Backstage is live from Miami, baby!
When I met this girl, I didn't know what to say. Now I'm talking to her all day, every day. She's been on my mind all the time. Couldn't get her out of my head. Even if I tried, she got a banging body and her thoughts real naughty. She's the type of girl who's alive with a party. And one night she took me back to her room, unzipped my pants, and made me say, ooh, yeah, you know she got it like that. And when I hold her real close, she be rubbing my back. Started kissing my lips and says I'm digging your style. Now you know Vince the Gator gon' be gone for a while, come on.
All my life, all the time, thinking about nothing but you. We go right around town, move it all around, girl, you know you got the good. All my life, all the time, thinking about nothing but you. We go right around town,
call my own. We be texting, sexing, never spend a night alone. We in the zone, turn off the phones. Light some candles, heat it up, drinking some Patron. Then the next day, we hit the town. Cause you know I gotta show my girl downtown. That's how we get around, you know the deal. Hit the mall, spend it all, eat a good meal. When we get back, we on the grind. Cause you and I know that true love is hard to find. But in the long run, it's worth the wait. So you better get to running before it's too late. And that's real talk, it's no lie. That baby girl, she be on my mind.
On my mind, all the time, thinking of nothing but you. We go run around town, move it all around, girl, you know you got the good. On my mind, all the time, thinking of nothing but you. We go run around town, move it all around, girl, you know you got the good.
We at the point we wanna be. Fast cars, big stars in the limousine. We doing it big, we doing it live. We doing the damn thing, doing it till the end of time. She be by my side when we down the ride. Front row VIP when she see me live. We stay on the grind till the day we die. At the end of the day, she always be on my mind. Yeah, you know she got it like that. And when I hold her real close, she be rubbing my back. Started kissing my lips and says I'm digging your style. Now you know Vince the Gator gon' be gone for a while. Come on.
On my mind, all the time, thinking of nothing but you. We go run around.